In the cold silence of space, a dark station floated near a dying star. No name, no lights. Just one word painted on its steel skin: Section 9. Inside, everything was quiet. Too quiet. Then alarm screamed. Containment breach. Level 7 lockdown failed. It's waking up. Get out of there. Red lights flashed. Sirens howled. Steel doors slammed shut. Scientists ran, their white coats stained with sweat and fear. Deep below, behind thick walls and laser grids, something ancient moved. Subject 0. Not even the scientists knew where it came from. It was found on a dead planet, buried under stone, still breathing after thousands of years. For 5 years it slept. Now it was awake. One of its 4 eyes blinked open. It looked around. It growled. The glass cracked. Outside the vault, guards stood ready with plasma rifles. Their hands shook. Inside the control room, Commander Elon Ward, only 26 years old, watched the screen. He was no hero. He had no rank when he arrived. He was supposed to be an assistant, but now everyone looked to him. Why? Because the creature obeyed only him. Ellen didn't know why. Boom. The creature smashed through the final door. Metal bent like paper. 2 guards screamed as it moved fast. Too fast for something that big. 10 feet tall. Skin like dark armor. Claws like swords. A mouth full of teeth. But it didn't speak. It roared. It saw Elon and stopped. Silence. It dropped to one knee. The guards lowered their guns, confused. One whispered, "Why did it stop?" Ellen stepped forward slowly. "Easy. I'm here," he said. The creature lowered its head. Everyone was silent. One of the doctors, Dr. Rao, whispered, "It's not obeying him. It's protecting him." Later, in a steel briefing room, Elon sat alone. A metal door opened. A floating AI drone entered. "Commander Ward," it said, "you are not trained for this. Why does the creature obey you?" "I don't know," Ellen said. The drone's lights blinked. "Your voice pattern calms it. Your presence lowers its aggression. This cannot be random." Elon rubbed his head. "I don't even remember how I survived that planet. My team died. I blacked out. Woke up in a crater. It was standing beside me. Flashback. A black planet. Ash falling from the sky. Fire everywhere. Elon crawls through rocks, bleeding. The creature stands over him, protecting him from a storm. He woke up in a rescue ship. The creature was locked in chains next to him. Back to now. At the edge of the galaxy, a secret meeting was happening. The Galactic Council, leaders of many alien worlds, watched a video. Elon standing beside the creature. One alien, a tall gray with 6 arms, slammed the table. "This is dangerous. That creature wiped out a fleet by itself." Another said, "We designed those cells to hold gods. It broke them like glass." An old alien looked carefully. The human did not control it. It chose him. The council voted. Elon Ward and Subject 0 are now enemies of the galaxy. A bounty is placed. Every hunter, pirate, and soldier is told. Find them. Kill them both. Back on the station, Ellen stood near the creature's holding cell. But now, the door stayed open. The creature sat in the corner, calm. It watched Ellen like a dog watching its master. Ellen asked, "What are you, Whiny?" No answer, just slow breathing. A sudden explosion rocked the ship. Boom! Lights flickered. Systems went down. A new enemy had arrived. A stealth ship, black and silent, pierced the station's shields. Inside it, a figure stepped out, a psychic assassin, trained to kill using only her mind. She was not human, not even close. She walked toward Ellen. Her eyes glowed blue. She tried to enter his mind. But what she saw made her scream. She dropped to the floor, shaking. He's not normal," she whispered. The creature stood behind Ellen, eyes burning red. She looked up, terrified. "He's the key." The lights on the station were dim. Smoke filled the halls. The assassin lay on the floor, her eyes wide in fear. She was trained to kill anything, robots, monsters, even thoughts. But she could not touch Ellen Ward's mind. Her voice shook as she whispered, "He's not a normal human." The creature stood beside Ellen. It didn't roar. It didn't attack. It just watched, calm and silent. Ellen stared at the assassin. "Why did you come here?" She tried to speak, but her mind was still broken. She pointed at him. You have a mark. The others will come. They'd fear you." Then she passed out. Later, in the medical bay, Ellen sat alone. His hand shook as he held a cup of water. Across from him, Dr. Rao spoke softly. "This is not a game anymore, Ellen. The council sent a psychic killer. They think you're dangerous." "I'm not," Ellen said. "I didn't ask for this. I don't even know why it listens to me." Dr. Rao showed him a scan of his brain. Strange light circled one area, never seen before in humans. "You're different now," she said. "Since that planet, something changed you." Ellen looked through the window at the creature. It sat still in the holding room, eyes half closed. It looked peaceful, like it was waiting. He asked again softly, "Why does it listen to me?" Flashback, 1 year ago. Ellen was just a cadet. No rank. No medals. Barely passed the academy. He was sent on a scouting mission with a small team to a dead planet called Exo-9. They were looking for old tech. But when they landed, the ground shook. There were no signals, no signs of life, only ruins and bones. His team was attacked, not by ships, not by guns, by something else. Dark shapes in the smoke, silent killers. He ran. He fell into a crater. Bleeding, weak, dying. And then it appeared. The creature. It stood over him, looked at him, and didn't kill him. Instead, it waited. Then it picked him up gently. Back in the present, Ellen walked into the creature's room. It looked up at him. He stepped forward. "Why me?" he asked again. The creature tilted its head. Then slowly, it touched its chest, then pointed at Ellen. It didn't speak, but somehow Ellen felt something. Not chosen, created. He stepped back. "What are you saying? I was made for this." The creature didn't answer. It only stood beside him like a guardian. Elsewhere, in deep space, a dark ship flew towards Section 9. Inside, bounty hunters loaded weapons. A lizard-like leader growled, "This human has control over the most deadly bioweapon ever seen." Another said, "If he can control one, what if there are more?" They smiled. "If we capture him alive, we might control it too." Back at the station, Dr. Rao met Ellen in the control room. She showed him an old report. "When you came back from that planet, you weren't alone," she said. She showed images, glitches in the data, shadows around Ellen. "You brought something else back with you. A signal." Ellen frowned. "What kind of signal?" She zoomed in. The signal looked like a symbol, a circle with 4 eyes. The same shape on the creature's chest. It was a mark. Ellen was marked. Suddenly, alarms rang. Unidentified ship approaching. Ellen ran to the command deck. On the screen, a bounty hunter ship was docking. Too late to escape. Too late to hide. The creature stood up. Ellen looked at it. "They're here for me." The creature nodded. Ellen said, "Would you fight?" It stepped forward. "Yes." The station shook as the bounty hunters broke in. Ellen stood at the front with the creature beside him. One hunter shouted, "Step aside, boy. That thing belongs to the galaxy now." Ellen replied, "It doesn't belong to anyone." The hunter laughed. "You think you're special. It obeys you now. But what if we take you apart and learn why?" He fired. The shot never hit. The creature moved faster than light. It smashed the hunter into a wall. Another fired. The creature blocked it with its body, then crushed the gun with its hand. Ellen didn't move. He just watched. He felt something new inside him. Not fear. Power. When the battle ended, the floor was broken, the walls were cracked, but Ellen was still standing. The creature walked up to him. It bowed again. Dr. Rao arrived, breathing hard. This is only the beginning. The council will come harder next time. Ellen looked at the stars through the window. Then we go to them first. Far from Earth, across the stars, the Galactic Council gathered inside a silver dome floating above a blue gas giant. The leaders of 12 alien worlds sat in silence. Their faces were serious, angry, scared. In the center of the room, a large screen showed a video. The young human, Ellen Ward, standing beside a terrifying alien creature. The video played again. The creature smashed warbots, killed bounty hunters, protected Ellen. One of the leaders slammed the table. He was tall, with glowing green eyes. That human commands the deadliest living weapon in the galaxy. A voice from the shadows said, "It didn't obey him. It chose him." Murmurs filled the room. He was just a cadet. He survived X-9. No human ever returned from that world. Meanwhile, on the Section 9 station, Ellen stood in the training bay. The creature stood across from him. It didn't move like a beast. It moved like a soldier. A guardian. Every step was calm, strong, controlled. Ellen raised his hand. The creature mirrored him. Ellen closed his eyes and felt something strange. Not fear, not pain. Connection. He could feel its thoughts. Not words, but emotions. Pain, loneliness, waiting. Waiting for him. Dr. Ra watched from the balcony. She whispered to herself, "It doesn't just obey him. It's bonded to him." Back at the council, a new voice joined the meeting. A silver-skinned alien walked in, face hidden by a mask. Her name, High Seer Vale, one of the oldest telepaths in the galaxy. She spoke softly. "I saw the mind of the creature, and of the boy." The council leaned forward. "What did you see?" asked one leader. Vale replied, "The boy carries a mark. A signal buried deep in his DNA. Was it placed there?" "No," she said. "He was born with it, but it was asleep. The planet woke it up." "What is it?" someone asked. Vale looked up. "He is not the first." Gasps. "He is a signal, a key." In the lab, Dr. Rao showed Ellen an old file, a secret one, hidden by Earth's top command. "We found ruins like those on X-9 before," she said. "Thousands of years old. Always the same symbol, the four-eyed circle." Ellen stared at it. "Same as on the creature's chest." "Yes, but here's the real part," she said. "Every time we found one, we got a signal. A pulse." She played it. A low hum filled the room. The creature stood up. It looked toward the speakers. It recognized the sound. Dr. Rao turned slowly. "This sound, it wakes them." The Galactic Council had heard enough. A vote was taken. 12 votes cast. 12 said yes. Destroy the human. Destroy the creature. Before it's too late. One general stood and said, "We will send the starburners. They burn entire planets." Vale looked at them and whispered, "If you attack him, others may wait too." They ignored her. Ellen looked at the stars from the deck. He asked the creature, "How many more are like you?" The creature turned to him. Its voice did not speak with words, but something deeper entered Ellen's mind. "Many, sleeping, waiting. If you fall, they stay asleep. If you rise, they come." Ellen stepped back. "What am I?" The creature answered in his thoughts. "You are the last light of the makers. A flash, a memory not his." He saw himself, but older, standing on a mountain of stars, with hundreds of these creatures behind him. He was leading them. Alarms blared again. A new threat had arrived. Massive ships in the distance. Not pirates. Not bounty hunters. Galactic warships. Rao shouted, "They sent the starburners." The crew panicked. "We can't fight them." Ellen didn't blink. He turned to the creature. "We don't have to fight." He opened a channel. "This is Ellen Ward. I don't want war. But if you attack us, we will defend ourselves." The warships did not respond. They locked weapons. Ellen said one word. "Now." The creature raised its head. Its body glowed. From the shadows of space, two more creatures uncloaked, dormant beasts awakened by the same signal. They had come to follow him. The warships paused. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Council felt fear. The black sky of space lit up with red lights. 12 starburner warships stood like giants in orbit, ready to destroy everything on Section 9. Inside the station, alarms screamed. Lights blinked. Everyone was afraid, except Ellen Ward. He stood at the front window staring at the ships. Beside him stood the creature. And behind them, two more like it. Awakened war beasts. Massive. Silent. Watching. Their skin looked like metal. Their eyes burned like fire. Each one taller than a tank and faster than any ship. Dr. Rao stared in shock. More of them just appeared. Out of nowhere. Ellen didn't turn. They heard the signal. Just like the first. She whispered, "How many more are out there?" Ellen's eyes were cold. Enough. Above, the captain of the lead starburner ship sent a message. Human known as Ellen Ward. Surrender now or we destroy the station. Ellen answered calmly, "If you fire, we will fight." The captain laughed. "You and your pets. This is a war fleet." Ellen gave one final warning. "These are not pets. They are war beasts. And they don't fight for me." He looked at the creature beside him. "They fight with me." The council had never seen fear like this before. From their hidden chamber, they watched a live broadcast. 3 creatures, 1 human, and the whole galaxy watching. One council member shouted, "He's building an army." Another said, "He's waking them up." Vale, the High Seer, stood slowly. "You tried to burn the light. Instead, you made it brighter." Back at the station, the countdown began. 30 seconds until the warships fired. Ellen turned to the crew. "Get to the escape pods." Dr. Rao refused. "I'm not leaving." He nodded. "Then help me buy time." The creature stepped forward. It let out a deep sound, like thunder mixed with a heartbeat. The 2 new beasts responded. All 3 crouched like they were ready to leap. 10 seconds. On the warships, weapons lit up. One officer asked, "Are we really going to fire on a human?" The captain growled, "He's more than human now." 3, 2, 1. The order was given. Fire. But before the beams could hit, the war beasts moved. Faster than light. One leaped into space, arms glowing. It slammed into a ship, tearing through its shield. Another charged, blasting energy from its chest, cutting a warship in half. The third flew upward, pulling a weapon pod off with one hand and throwing it into the engines of another. Inside the station, Ellen stood firm, his body glowing faintly. The connection between him and the beasts grew stronger. He could feel them, see through their eyes, control their movements, not like a pilot, but like they were part of him. The battle was short, violent, unbelievable. In just minutes, 7 of the 12 warships were gone. The others fled. The galaxy had just witnessed a new kind of power. Not a weapon. A bond. A human and creatures thought to be uncontrollable. Later, as the station repaired itself, Ellen stood on the observation deck. Dr. Rao walked up beside him. "You saved us. Again." He nodded. "But more will come." She showed him a new scan. The signal you carry, it's spreading, like a beacon. Across the galaxy, sleeping creatures were starting to wake up. They're all hearing it now, she said. Aelin looked at the stars. Then we need to find them before the Council does. In deep space, across broken moons and empty planets, war beasts were rising. From ice, from fire, from black oceans. Some were confused, some were angry, but all were listening. And they all heard one voice, Aelin Ward. On a dead world far from everything, the shadow moved through an old ruin. A massive figure stepped forward, a creature bigger than all others. Its eyes glowed white. It didn't wait to be found. It was coming for Aelin, not to follow, but to challenge him. Back on the station, Aelin sat alone. He looked at his hands. Something inside him was changing. He felt stronger, smarter, faster. He wasn't becoming the leader of the beasts. He was becoming one of them. The galaxy was changing. Aelin Ward stood on the bridge of Section 9, watching star systems flicker in the vast darkness. The signal, his signal, was growing stronger. It pulsed like a heartbeat through space, awakening creatures hidden on forgotten worlds. The war beasts were no longer alone. Dr. Rao came running with urgent news. Multiple planets report strange activity, she said. Creatures rising, attacks on outposts, ships disappearing. Aelin's eyes narrowed. Is it connected to the signal? She nodded, without a doubt. On a distant ice world, a gigantic creature stirred beneath frozen ground. Its eyes snapped open, glowing blue. It roared, a sound that shook mountains. It was awakening, because of Aelin. Back on Section 9, Aelin gathered his team. We can't wait, he said. We have to find these creatures before the Council does. The creature stepped beside him. It was ready. Meanwhile, Kale, the hunter, was tracking the signal too. She moved through dark corridors of her ship, her mind focused. Find the source, she ordered. No matter the cost. Aelin's ship jumped through hyperspace. Each jump brought new reports. More beasts, more destruction. But some were confused, some were scared. Aelin thought, not all are enemies. He needed to reach them. On a fiery planet, a group of creatures gathered. They looked different, smaller, faster, but their eyes held the same glowing light. They listened. To the signal. To Aelin. Aelin landed on the planet. He stepped out, hands raised. The creatures watched. Slowly, they approached. The bond began. Dr. Rao warned, the Council is sending a fleet. They want to destroy everything connected to you. Aelin clenched his fists. This isn't just about survival. He looked at the creatures. This is a new beginning. Far in the shadows, a figure watched. The Council's commander. Destroy them all, he said. But capture Aelin alive. Aelin knew the war was just beginning. But now he was not alone. He was the light in the darkness, the signal in the void, and the war beasts were waking. The sky above Section 9 was dark. Stars flickered far away, like silent witnesses. Aelin Ward stood tall, the creature by his side. Around them, the station buzzed with activity. Repairs, preparations. A war was coming. The signal had spread across the galaxy, waking creatures from deep sleep. Some were allies now. Others were dangers still unknown. Aelin's mind was heavy. He felt the weight of the future on his shoulders. Suddenly, the alarms blared loud. A massive fleet appeared on the station's radar. The Galactic Council's warships, more than ever before. Aelin clenched his fists. This is it. The creature growled low, stepping forward. Aelin raised his voice. We fight together. The beasts, now many, stood ready. Their glowing eyes filled the room like stars brought down to earth. Kale, the hunter, appeared on the command deck. Her eyes cold, her voice sharp. This ends today, Ward. Aelin met her gaze. It ends when the galaxy decides. She laughed. The Council will win. The battle exploded. Warships fired. Beasts charged. Energy cracked through space. Ilan moved with the creatures, faster than thought. He was no longer just human. He was their leader, their light. In the middle of the chaos, the biggest beast stepped forward, a giant with white glowing eyes. It stopped and looked at Ilan. The creature beside him bowed low. A silent challenge was issued. Ilan stepped forward. The giant beast roared and charged. But instead of fighting, Ilan reached out. His mind touched the beast's. Words formed without sound. "We are one." The giant beast stopped. Its eyes softened. It bowed to Ilan. The warship slowed. The council leaders gasped. Ilan turned to the fleet. "Stop this war," he said. "The war beasts are not weapons. They are protectors. We can live together." For a moment's silence. Then the council's commander lowered his weapon. The creatures quieted. Ilan smiled. The galaxy was changing.